Welcome everyone to another story time here on Panda Thorns. As you have seen, this is a new Creepypasta storytelling YouTube channel. I am your host, DeadHead Panda, and I hope you guys are enjoying all of the topics, all of the stories that I'm bringing to you here. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button so that you can hear more stories from me. Thank you. Bye. Horrid Troll by DeadHead Panda. Once upon a time, deep in the woods behind the black rose bush, an act so vile was occurring. A girl was dragged away from her home into the woods for miles. Her long black hair was clutched in the hands of a man, a greedy, nasty man. Her dress was torn off into pieces, and she fought to free herself. She swung and threw her arms at her attacker. She screamed and cried as she was trying to avoid what was happening to her. You see, this is the perfect time for a monster to be born. As the sun sets and the light dwindles, the struggle continues. You see, fantasy creatures are not all born hideous, repugnant monsters doomed to be vile for eternity. They are created when just a kind soul comes in contact with a really evil act. Take trolls, for instance. They are not always born a horrible, hideous troll. In fact, most of them are born beautiful with fair skin, long black hair, and deep blue eyes that shimmer like deep pools. They have voices that are warm, and they sing songs that bring forth the sunrise. But in this place, on this night, a monster will be born. "Shut up!" the attacker screams. "No one can hear you scream out here." He reaches for the black rose bush and pulls off a handful of petals and black buds. He climbs on top of the girl and shoves the handful of shrubs into her mouth. Then he starts to beat her, punch her, kick her. "This'll teach you not to accept my advances." This forces her to have to breathe in. This causes her to swallow one of the black rose blood, and it blocks her windpipe. She swallows down the rosebuds and all the rest of the rubbish to try to clear her windpipe so she can breathe. Suddenly, she becomes limp, lifeless, as if everything was ripped from her in that moment. With her no longer resisting, her attacker looks down at her. "Pitiful thing," he says. He tries to hit her. He tries to punch her. He tries to get a reaction from her. But she's not making any noise. She is still, lifeless, eyes wide open, staring at the full moon above. "I thought you would put up more of a fight than this, girl," the man said, as he climbs off in shock. To him, never before had a fight ended so suddenly, nor had the body chilled so fast. He stood up, fastened the buckles of his pants, and he began to kick leaves over her body, trying to cover up the mess he had made. The girl, not as dead as he thought, laid there in the darkness, in her mind listening to voices and conversations in her head. "Do you dread, my child?" A disembodied voice said. "Yes," the girl replied. "Do you feel doom, my child?" Another voice said. "Yes," the girl repeated. "Will you let the darkness in?" A final voice whispered. "Yes." "Please free me," the girl cried out. Outside of her body, the man started to shuffle away, griping about how his business was unfinished and all the work he took is now unsatisfied. "Oh well," the man proclaimed. "On to the next one, I guess," said the repugnant man. A noise behind him drew his eyes back to the body. He heard the shuffling of the leaves. He noticed the girl's hand moved, and the leaves fell away. "Oh, you're not entirely done," the man said. "It looks like I will get to finish up all this that I wanted to do to you after all." He went over to the girl's body and he kicked her. "Nice, you're still alive. So let's see if I can finish up," with a menacing grin. He reached for her hand and her cold eyes turned to him. They were no longer beautiful blue pools, but deep, dark blue with a cloudy film. "Looks like she long since been dead." Her hand reached up and gripped his arm with such strength that he winced in pain. She sat up. He tried to pull back, but he fell on the ground with no avail. She clenched him tighter, drawing out cries and screams from his mouth. Almost like a dream, the girl's body doubled and tripled in size. Her face shifted from being fair-skinned and smooth to being filled with boils and greenish gray. Standing upright, holding the man by one arm off the ground, the girl surveyed her body. The spectacle of her body drew an ominous growl from her throat. The man wiggled and pleaded as the sounds of his bones in his arm cracking and snapping. "Please, please, I'm sorry," the man said, writhing in pain, feeling his ligaments pull and tear. "No, please," the troll roared in the man's face. "Don't scream," the troll bellowed. "No one will hear you scream," she muttered. The troll stared blankly as if to mock the man and shows him how bleak his future is. She drops him onto the ground, and as he starts to try to hurry away, she steps on his back with a nice hard crack. The man screams, and a voice that was so small that only he could hear it. "I can't return home," the troll moaned. "I can't return to my family and my kids. Look at me. Look at the monster you have created." At this point, the troll's heart stopped and turned cold. Her soul turned black as night, and all the memories disappeared. No more will to be good. The scraping of the man on the ground snapped the troll back to reality of the time. The confusion of losing everything enraged the troll. Her eyes darted from side to side as if searching her mind for something. Nothing came. Even her ability to create words had left. Now she was nothing but a monster. Now nothing was left but her ability to survive. Clouds rolled over the moon, darkness and woods for miles around. The troll did what all monsters do. She gobbled the repugnant, nasty man down, bones and all. Then she retreated into the deep, dark depths of dreams and the pages of books. Now you see what it takes to make a horrid troll. They have to be faced with doom and a deep sense of dread that darkens their souls. They must swallow an unopened black rosebud, picked fresh under a full moon. And this is how you create a horrid troll. Thank you to all my pea thorns for popping over and listening to this story that I have put out for you guys today. Again, a great thanks to DeadHead Panda, Creative Panda System, the Blue Rose System, Alpha Tau Zeta Omega, and Q Art Visuals. We hope to see and hear from you guys in the comments. And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button so that you can be informed every time we create a video. Thank you. Bye.